Hello guys and welcome back. This is Live Mouth Gaming and you can see that I'm using the Pontiff curved sword. This is a follow-up video for the other one that I made. Now this is more of a montage of just me using this weapon more to my playstyle. I'm not as aggressive as I once was in the Get Good. Now once I did post this up on Reddit, I was expecting a lot of whiplash, so I was, and I got a fair bit of whiplash here and there, so I did. But basically, I'm going to point out a couple of the comments that some people have stated, and whenever I look at these comments, I kind of do nothing but laugh because all these guys that have been talking are, how do I explain this? Some of them are for it and some of them are against it. It's as simple really as, but what I find incredibly funny about it is the people on Reddit have this massive habit of everything is AR, everything is range, or everything like people. I'll run through, right. So, well, for I'll not say no names, so I won't. But I did laugh because one guy did said, I just went up against bad players. All I would have to do is stand still in R2 with a Hollow Slayer or Claymore and he would beat me, or use any curved sword and he would beat me. So that's rather interesting because he has no idea how I play, how I fight, and considering I half-ass 99.9% of my fights, oh, how does he know that he's going to win? Basically. Other than that, there people go on to say that the Karthus curve sword's better because it can be buffed, it does more damage, it has more range. You know, it's the same rigmarole. It's again higher AR and things like this here, and the lack of innate bleed, and so basically, it's all to do with numbers. So it is. Whenever I look at Reddit, it is all to do with numbers. Now, the thing is, I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm really starting to think that Reddit is a pack of, well, tryhards, if I'm being honest. Because obviously they know their stuff. It's Reddit. Everybody knows Reddit. So they are, and I'm just like, okay, I can live with that. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. I don't give a shit. But then whenever you shit on whatever I say, yeah, don't be a dick. Because realistically, all weapons are usable. So they are. All weapons are usable. It's not the weapon that I'm using, the Pontiff Knight Sword. It's not common for many a reason, so it isn't. Because, well, Karthus Curved Sword. Why use the Pontiff Knight Sword whenever you can use a weapon that's stronger, longer, and has innate bleed? Boo diddy fucking who. Guys, I will maintain this to my dying breath. I play this game for fun. So I do. I'm not going to go out of my way and try hard to win. Okay, maybe if I was in a tournament I would try hard. Or something like that there. But at the same day, the essence is I want to have fun. The reason why I do the get goods is because then that means I can discover something new and interesting about the weapon that I'm using at the time. But people always still seem to be, everybody must go for the meta weapons. Everybody, every time. And I just sort of think about it to myself and I'm just like, but why? Why do you need to try so hard? Like, you're not one of these people with, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's God something. Oh, God complex. That's it. You don't have God's complex. Or God complex. Basically, you think that you're a God and you can never be defeated. Blah de blah de blah blah blah. Just because the Karthus curved sword is better in some areas does not make it better in other areas. I have beaten my own fair share of Karthus curved swords. Every weapon is viable, you just need to know how to use it. I've had my ass handed by a person with a painted guardian sword, for the love of sake. Come to think of it, I actually might use the weapon. Actually, yes. I have now discovered the next weapon that I might use, which is the Carthus curved sword. How does that sound? Well, or not the Carthus, for fuck's sake, I've already got the recording done for it. The Painted Guardian. That's the weapon that I'm going to use next. And we'll see how we go with that. Because there's a few really interesting things that I really want to get to using with it. Because it has a really unique weapon art. Okay, so I went slightly off topic, but I have my next, well, after the next 1, 2, 3, I've got a couple of more videos to do, but I'll get there eventually. So this video's got very rambly all of a sudden, but I do have the Pontiff Knight Sword playing in the background just to demonstrate that the weapon does have is more capable than people think it is. Because people say, like, people with Reddit always seem to think AR is everything. Like, this guy here says, granted, the Carthus Curve Sword is one of the best weapons in the game. Oh. Yes, okay, you can tear up weapons and explain why they're better than others. But if you put me in the position and you hand me a weapon and you give somebody else a Carthus Curve Sword, I'm pretty sure I can beat them. Because at the end of the day, it's all down to skill. Because as a friend of mine does state, his YouTube name is Voice of Aegis, whenever you use the less common weapons, it overall improves your overall game. So I tend to play with a load of really underused weapons. Now the Pontiff Knight Sword, right? So as a quick explanation, right? Weapons never used, so nobody ever sees the blade coming. Basically, that highly telegraphed, excuse me, highly telegraphed weapon art. Yes, it's telegraphed, but it has so many capabilities that it's absolutely stupid. And it was the fact that what made this incredibly funny, whenever I was doing the recording for this, and this made it really funny, is your guy says he could beat me with the Hollow Slayer or Claymore. Now, in the last fight of this video, I actually end up beating two people. One of them using the Wolf Knight Claymore, or the Wolf Knight Sword, and the other one using the Hollow Slayer. That being the funny part. But you can see in the background here, guys, that I'm able to win fights fairly handy with this weapon. Now, for some unknown reason, it's still underused. How about this, guys? Get up off your asses and stop using the Carthus Curve Sword and maybe actually use something that is actually interesting and fun to use. Because all I see of people is the Carthus Curve Sword, all they do is R1 spam, and I'm just like, please get off your fucking high and mighty throne. Get up off your fucking walking tall horse and do something instead of having to rely on the busted shit to win. It's the same as the washing pole, and it's the same as the stock, and it's the same as the dark sword. Guys, get up off your fucking throne and actually use something interesting. I am sticking by my guns on this one, and I don't give a shit if I get backlash for this, because guess what? No matter what I do or what I say, everybody's going to say something. Either they're with me whenever I say this, or they're against me. But it's as simple as, guys, I don't care what you say. All I want to do is show that there's a way to actually enjoy the game without spamming. Not even spamming, it's use different weapons, make different builds, do something different, be interesting. The capabilities of the game is limitless. So there is, make a build where you can't parry, just do something interesting, but everybody seems to swamp to Reddit. And yes, in fairness, I have done this as I went on to Reddit and actually did, there's where I get the majority of my views. I've only got, what, 44 subscribers, it's not really much I can do. Is there? So, yeah, I'm just having a chat and yeah. All my point is everybody on Reddit only care about numbers. Everybody in Dark Souls only cares about winning. Guys, how about this? The sooner you try to win with different weapons, the sooner, yeah, you'll have fun. That's what gaming is for, having fun. It's never going to be an MLG game. People have stated this. But yet again, it's treated like it. Why? I thought you meant to have fun. Yes, there are aspects of the PvP that can be incredibly frustrating. But then again, that's PvP for you. What can you do? All I want to do is to show that there are actually interesting weapons to use. Is that such a crime? It seems to be, because everybody flocks to the same weapon. There's one weapon that I can fully understand why everybody goes to, and that's the Historic Greatsword. Because I've used it, it's going up, and yeah, the weapon's basically the equivalency to godlike at this point, because the weapon's fucking barbaric. Like, basically the end of it is I'm sticking by my guns. I'm not going to turn around and say sorry for what I said or what I did. I'll stick by it. Maybe some of the stuff that I said was a bit harsh or unfair. But then again, everybody that says anything is automatically wrong. Anybody who says, right, a good example of this is, right, if you say something that is different to somebody else on Reddit, you will lose, because everybody that is, I don't know how you would explain it, actually, now that I think about it. It's just, everybody has the same mindset. And it's weird, in my opinion, because I just sort of think to myself and think, I'm not like them. I've got a completely different idea whenever it comes to having a bit of fun. I half-ass my fights. I don't try hard. I have fun. I don't get frustrated. Fuck it. And guys, like, I do laugh. I do. Because it's just, it's the constants of it. So it's just, people have made good points on Reddit. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of them are, it's just, like, here's a brilliant one. You asked why it isn't used. Not why it isn't, it's unusable. People use the best weapons, and the Carthus Curve Sword outclasses it in pretty much every way. Bullshit. That's what I'm saying to that. So, yeah. And guys, considering this is the last fight of the video, yeah, it's the end of the video basically. So guys, this has been Loudmouth Gaming. I hope you all enjoyed, and like and subscribe. Goodbye.